Right, let me just get water.
His memoir he wrote.
Mm-hmm.
That was really funny. Good now?
Yeah.
Cool.
When you go to visit other places, you might not see as many zany characters as you see in New York City. It's something that I feel like it makes New York home. As weird as it is to say that.
I've been here since I was 2, so I would miss everything.
I mean, coming here, I didn't really know what to expect.
I've lived in Staten Island since I've moved here.
I've been to Staten Island. I kind of feel bad for people that live there.
Sometimes I just like to walk around the city. I can just walk around and think and just explore.
I think when I started taking the train to go to high school, that's when I knew I was a New Yorker.
I first felt like a New Yorker when I was able to get my way around New York City on my own, mostly without looking at maps.
There was this one time that like a mice went in, like it was a tiny mice, but it created like this commotion on the 4 train. And I think that's how I'll forever remember the 4 train, because of the little mice.
A New York pet peeve is trying to get on or off the subway and having people stand or not move out of the way.
I hate men spreading on the train. I hate it. Like, there's no reason why you need so much space. Like, please. I didn't leave my neighborhood until high school. We took the train down to Times Square, and the moment I got out, I was just amazed. Like, it was a cold day, and I just remember the heat from the lamps, from like all the lights, and just seeing all the tourists. And one of my friends was like, he was like, look at every person here, because this is probably the only time you're ever going to see them in your life. I think because my mom, newly immigrant, we were always very isolated. So it was routine. There was school, then home.
I knew that when I first started school, I was a little bit of a troublemaker.
I didn't do so well in my first couple years in high school just because I felt that I had nothing to do well for.
Even on my first day of school, like I didn't really know like any English, and I actually didn't even know how to spell my name in Korean.
I bit a few kids or pushed them off the chairs, and that was during my initial time getting acclimated to the new environment.
Middle school is also when I kind of like started being aware of like my status a bit more.
I was ashamed to say that I was undocumented. And it wasn't until I graduated college that I got the courage with like the Dreamer movement and everything going on that I was able to be open about my status.
I didn't make an effort to hide it.
I remember like one of my friend like was having like a really hard time like with her family. Once like she like opened up to me and like our other friend, like that just kind of like turned into some secret or like problem sharing sessions.
I was with a few friends. They were all citizens and they knew that I wasn't. And actually one of them was Mexican and I'm not Mexican, but they were making fun of me as if I was Mexican and as if I was a landscaper. I was very confused. I didn't know how to respond, especially since it was a little bit hypocritical.
We were walking down the street and the topic came up about undocumented people and how this idea that we could apply for benefits.
Like they weren't like rude or anything, but their reaction was like, okay, kind of like you have the biggest issue kind of thing. So I think that's when I was just like, okay, maybe this is something bigger than I realized.
And then I told him, would it surprise you if I tell you that I'm undocumented? And I think he didn't believe me, or he was just in shock. And we just walked quietly for like awkwardly for about 2 blocks. And then he apologized for his comment.
When I found out that Daca was being rescinded, I was at school, I was in class, and I had found out through a friend that texted me.
We were actually having staff meeting and we watched the announcement together.
I was at work. I remember one of my coworkers started crying.
On that day, like I think like in the afternoon, like almost all of Wing One staff like participated in a rally and a civil disobedience like protest. But I couldn't like get myself to like go there, so like I just went home and then like basically like just kind of like slept throughout the day, and then the whole weekish kind of yeah.
I think that when you're undocumented, as much as you want to put it in the back of your mind, you can't